How many goddamn tattoos? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my poorly lit kitchen. So I've got a couple requests to show you guys my tattoos and talk about them, and I also feel like this is not quarantine if I don't make banana bread. I have some very ripe bananas that could not wait another day. So for some reason, I thought banana bread, tattoos. These make sense together. So today I'm going to be making a vegan, gluten-free, and low sugar and no oil banana bread. So basically no fun banana bread. I'm sure it'll still be great. There were a ton of recipes and I kind of pulled from a bunch of different things. So I've got my ingredients over here and we're just gonna go first tattoo, first step in baking this bread. Let's get this bread. So the first tattoo I ever got was this snowflake on my arm. I was 21, so I waited a bit. I always knew I wanted tattoos, but this was the first one, and I assume in many years it will turn into a big blob because the girl was very heavy-handed. I got this tattoo right when I moved from home to Atlanta, so it's kind of to represent where I'm from, and I love the snow, and yeah, it's not my best, but I don't regret it. I believe my second tattoo was my little airplane here, and that was semi-spontaneous. My brother was also getting a big like airplane wing design, and he's a pilot, so we were in Toronto. He was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo. I was on tour and was like, know what, I'm coming with you, and I got this little airplane. I'll probably get some changes done to it at some point because it just wasn't well thought out. Next up is my moon tattoo. This is one that I got with my mom. It is probably my favorite because the moon is really important to me. I'm from a little town called Moonstone, Ontario, and I convinced my mom to also get a moon tattoo, and mine says somewhere out there and hers says beneath the pale moonlight, and those are lyrics from the movie The American Tail. The American Tail is a little children's film where mice travel from Russia to America, and when the family gets split up, one night they sing kind of to each other or sing from different places looking up at the moon. Somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight. So yeah, at some point after I moved away from home, my mom and I started singing that to each other. So we got this tattoo and I love it a lot. I think my next one was these 3 little lines on my pinky. It was my first tour. There were 3 girls on the tour, and the 3 of us all decided to get 3 little lines somewhere on our hands. It was spontaneous, it was silly, it was painful, but I don't regret it. I don't mind. Once tattoos are just on my body, I fully accept them. There's no like, oh, that was dumb. Like, no, you just have them. Next one is my little sprout that I have on my left ankle. I love this one because I was on tour again, and I always believe you should get a tour tattoo, but I was in Grand Rapids and my high school best friend Lindsay was living close to there, and she came all the way to meet me, and after the shows we were joking around and we were like, what if we just went and got tattoos right now? We drove to 3 places and eventually found these 2 really sweet guys that were willing to give us tattoos. So I love that Lindsay and I got this spontaneous tattoo because it's just a sweet little reminder of like where you're from and your roots, and we were just little sprouts growing up together, and yeah, it's just a sweet little symbol of that. Next up, on my right arm I have a little anchor inside a double black diamond. I got this with my dad in Los Angeles because an anchor is kind of his symbol. It's always been his thing. It's what his business symbol is, and we also both ski, and he's a freestyle skier, so the whole double black diamond anchor. Yeah. Another spontaneous tattoo I have is the safety pin with love on it on the back of my arm. I was at a 30 Seconds to Mars release party thing downtown LA with my friend Paige, and they had a tattoo booth and they had a flash sheet, and I was like, why the hell not? Next is my biggest tattoo. It is the rabbit inside a boot on the back of my arm. and I love this one because it's really well done, and I got it again at Ink and Water in Toronto. The whole shop is incredible. If you guys are ever in Toronto or if you live there, you have to go. They have multiple locations now. I know a lot of artists are struggling in a time like this, especially tattoo shops where they can't really have people, like a bunch of people going in. So if you go through their artist stuff, a lot of them are posting their drawings and you can reserve them in advance. So that's a cool way to support tattoo artists in a time like this. But so I love so many of their artists there, and I've got many from that shop. So check out Ink and Water on Instagram. And the meaning of the bunny in the boot is actually just like kind of a character piece. I love the idea of duality and that everyone has a soft and a tough part of them, and I really wanted to embrace that and show it on my body. And I do it with my hair, and I do it with so many things in my life. And yeah, I just loved the symbol of a rabbit in a combat boot. I love that it's something that's like sweet and soft in something that is tough and aggressive. This one is really special to me because when my baby puppy passed away, it was pretty traumatic for me having my puppy, like my childhood dog, pass away, and I wasn't able to fly home to be there with my family and with her. So eventually I was able to work up the nerve to go get a tattoo for her. So Chiclet would always hold my hand, like it was just a thing. She just always would. So this tattoo is actually from a photo of her holding my hand. So I took it to the artist. I thought I would get more of like a line drawing thing, but she went full on like, this is realistic, and I love it. Even though some people are like, what is that? I know what it means. It's very special to me. The only stick and poke tattoo I have is on my right ankle, and oh my gosh, stick and poke hurts. I have a couple friends that like stick and poke are the only type they will get, and I don't understand it because it takes way longer, it looks messier, and it hurts more. Honestly, that was my experience. And that's like no offense to the artist, that's literally just how it works, or that's what I believe. I only have one experience, of course, and that might be my only one because it was so painful, unless it was like a friend and we were joking around and just like stick and poked each other. So the sword on my right arm was inspired by this book, The Four Agreements. I read it, now I think it was 2 years ago, but my mom sent me this book and I wasn't sure what to think of it because honestly the cover art is a little, it's just not really aesthetic for me. Not gonna lie. So the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. And I loved that, and really the first agreement just hit me. Words are the strongest thing that we have. This, like, it's the most powerful thing we have. And it says in the chapter about your word is your sword, you can either do good or evil with it. And so I wanted something that I saw every day in the mirror to remind me that my words are powerful and I can either build people up or tear people down, and build myself up or tear myself down. And it's a great reminder. I love the sword. And also, so the design of the sword is actually from the Chronicles of Narnia. This is Peter's sword, and it has a lion at the top. I intentionally got the artist to do half of the sword lighter and half shaded, just to remind me of, like, you can either do good or evil. And I love this tattoo. On the back of my right shoulder here, I have a little rock hand. And this is actually the one that I have that is matching with Jacob. One of our little debates was if this or this was correct for a rock hand. And so I got his perspective and he got mine. So he has a little rock hand on one of his arms. And of course, last but not least, are the X's on my face I have here. This is questioned all the time. No matter where I go, someone will ask if it's real, and sometimes I lie and say yes because I kind of do want it to be real. I can smell something. Let's make sure it's not burning. Okay, okay. sorry, that was genuine surprise.
Oh, baby.
If this isn't aesthetic, I don't know what is. I'd say for my first banana bread attempt, it's definitely not bread. We did not get this bread, but we have something like banana bread bars. And I'm okay with that. Remember how I put like hardly any sugar in? Let's see if it's sweet enough. It tastes like banana bread. As a child, I would always have banana bread like heated up and slathered with butter. So not gonna do that. But I think dipped in peanut butter, it'll be amazing. Can confirm. Perfect with peanut butter. You guys, I'd say we've got a pretty rad snack on our hands. Leave me a little comment letting me know if you've tried any new recipes or baked stuff during this quarantine time. I'd love to know what you're up to. Oh, and make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn your notifications on, because with the notifications on, you'll know when we do our next live stream, which will be soon, because they're really fun. See you guys in the next one. I'm out.